Tonight Show. We are coming to you live right now from Studio 6A after the final debate between President Trump and Joe Biden. And I think we can all agree the winner was Kristen Welker. I mean, come on. Knockout. Home run. Of course, everyone was talking about how there would be a mute button used during tonight's debate. It seemed like it worked pretty well. I'm thinking of getting one for Thanksgiving. The muted mics really helped, though. I thought it was much calmer. At one point, they almost cut to Jeffrey Toobin to liven things up. Yeah, Trump seemed much more calm. People were like, did they replace him with his Disney robot? For the most part, things were pretty civil compared to the first debate, which was basically a UFC fight on meth. Yeah, it was a lot nicer. If the first debate was sponsored by Red Bull, this one was sponsored by NyQuil. Everyone was impressed by Trump not interrupting or yelling. I'm not sure it's a great sign that we talk about the president like we talk about a 4-year-old at a puppet show, but you did a great job. You really did. Insane. That's right. Tonight we saw an all-new Trump. Instead of shouting baseless accusations, he whispered them. Trump held in his anger for so long. As soon as the debate was over, he chewed off the armrest in his limo. Yeah, no one seemed to get too riled up. The only person who was really upset was Chris Wallace. Oh, that's how you do it. And this was fun. A lot of people played drinking games during tonight's debate. If you did a shot every time Biden said, "Come on," you were unconscious by 9:15. Come on. But tonight's debate was considered a win for the Trump campaign, mostly because he didn't walk in with a highly contagious disease. Actually, they were supposed to have 2 plexiglass barriers separating Trump and Biden, but they ultimately decided against it. So make that 2 more walls Trump couldn't build. Ooh. Ooh. That's the ooh. I got the ooh for that one. Ooh. Before the debate. Ooh. Oh. That's my jam. That's what I do. Everyone goes, ooh. Jimmy, don't hurt him. Before the debate, it was announced that Joe Biden tested negative for coronavirus. Meanwhile, Trump's on so many steroids, he tested positive for Lance Armstrong. Heading into tonight, anywhere between 2% and 8% of Americans were still undecided. I just want to say, if after tonight you're still undecided, then, well, we couldn't pick a joke for this one, but we'll figure it out in a week. Tonight's debate had 6 topics: fighting COVID-19, national security, American families, race in America, climate change, and whether Rudy Giuliani was actually tucking in his shirt. But after a slow start, Trump made a lot of accusations about Biden and his family, so Joe tried to turn the conversation to the families watching at home.
There's a very strong email talking about your family wanting to make $10 million a year.
He doesn't want to talk about the substantive issues. It's not about his family and my family. It's about your family. But that's the last thing he wants to talk about.
Trump was like, trust me, in our household, it's never been about my family. After Trump accused Biden of wanting to destroy Social Security and Medicare, Biden pointed out that Trump might have the wrong guy.
Very confused guy. He thinks he's running against somebody else. He's running against Joe Biden. I beat all those other people because I disagreed with them. Joe Biden he's running against.
Oh, Biden was fired up. Trump was like, wow, give me whatever steroids he's on. Later, Kristen Welker asked if Trump's language was contributing to a climate of hate in our country. Check out what he had to say.
I am the least racist person in this room. I can't even see the audience because it's so dark, but I don't care who's in the audience. I'm the least racist person in this room.
Then instead of the mute button, someone hit the laugh track. It's a little weird to say I'm the least racist person in the room when half the room are your friends and family. He's more racist than I am. But since this was the last debate, both candidates wanted to make their closing arguments to the American people. Let's take a look at one of Trump's closing arguments now.
I know more about wind than you do. It's extremely expensive, kills all the birds.
Actually, that's not all. Trump's been making closing arguments all week. Here's another one.
This was caused by Russia. Russia.
He's really trying to get the word out. Let's see another closing argument from Trump.
COVID, 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 COVID. COVID, 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 COVID.
Do we have any more closing arguments from Trump? Oh my.
And with us as well are members of the incredible Lumbee Catawba tribes. Lumbee Catawba.
Oh, come on. Okay. All right, just one more.
What kind of ice cream are you eating? Chocolate.
Oh, my goodness. Unbelievable. Well, Trump had a busy day after walking out of yesterday's interview with 60 Minutes. Today, he decided to post the footage early. I guess he thought it would help him look better, but I'm not really sure why. Watch this.
But you're okay with some kind of questions?
No, I'm not.
You're not okay with tough
Well,
questions?
to be fair, you don't ask Biden tough questions.
Me?
Huh?
I don't even.
It's terrible.
I
It's
don't
terrible.
even
Are you ready for tough questions?
I do
That's no way to talk.
all of that. But if,
I think we have enough of an interview here. Okay, that's enough. Let's go.
He's the most powerful man in the world, and he spends his time making bootleg episodes of 60 Minutes. Trump tried to embarrass Leslie Stahl by leaking a video of her asking tough questions. Isn't that her job? Next, he's going to embarrass Bobby Flay by leaking videos of him making paella.
You just got served, Bobby.
Also, do you see him drink the water with two hands? Like, I'm just glad he's back to full strength. Yeah. How is he still drinking water with two hands?
Joe Biden is weak. He doesn't have the physical stamina to be president. Very, very poor health to do that.
But this is interesting. Before tonight's debate, they announced a record-breaking number of people have already voted. Nearly 48 million. I guess that explains why 3 hours ago, 48 million people tuned in to Netflix. I asked when they made up their mind. Early voters were like, March 2020. You know Trump's thinking, well,
48 million people couldn't wait to re-elect me.
it makes sense that so many people were able to do it. Voting's the only plan we've had on our calendars in 7 months. This actually could be something. Apparently, NASA has a big announcement. Listen to this.
Apparently, NASA's made an exciting new discovery about the moon. There is a huge announcement coming from NASA, but we have to wait until Monday.
NASA, you know I love you, but come on. We're living through a pandemic. The last thing we need right now is a cliffhanger about the moon. Just tell us. It's like Dr. Fauci saying, I have some exciting news about the virus that I'll tell you right after the break. It's 2020, so part of me is definitely worried that we're about to find out that the moon once partied with Jeffrey Epstein. Americans are like, unless it's gonna explode, we do not care. Some sports news. The NFL just announced that if games keep getting pushed back because of COVID, it could affect when the season actually ends.
The NFL acknowledged yesterday the Super Bowl could be moved to March if games keep having to be postponed.
Yeah, the NFL told all the players to keep their schedules open, except the Jets. They can start making. That's right, the NFL said the decision will be made by league officials, medical experts, and Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, I suppose that time works for me, yeah. Honestly, I don't care. I lost interest in the NFL once they canceled the Pro Bowl. I mean, why even have a season, right, guys? And finally, a bank in California had a break-in, but the thieves aren't exactly who you'd expect. Watch this.
Two masked bandits broke into a California bank Tuesday, but they didn't get away with any cash. Check out the culprits. Yeah, they're not bank robbers, but a couple of raccoons.
Nah. Police were like, aw, until they realized one raccoon was wanted for triple homicide. Meanwhile, another raccoon was outside hacking into the security system. I just need 3 more seconds and yeah, we're in. Yep, they're the only ones that ever break into a bank like, just give us all the trash and no one gets hurt. We have a great show tonight. Thank you for watching. We're live here. Give it up for the Roost Tribe. Out.
On and on and on. I said, and it's on and on.